This show is presented by the 323 Network. You can watch all your favorite 323 friends and shows on the 323 Network YouTube channel, follow us on all social media platforms at 323Reid, and support us as we continue to grow at patreon.com/323Reid. That's 323REID. All right, folks, it is that time of year. This is the only time of year that can get me, Reid Murphy, high of the 323. You people of YouTube, you exclusive buttes. It's the only thing that can get me out of that post-Super Bowl, 2-week vacation that we get. We try to do a little vacation time here at the 323 Network. Let Scott and Zoo catch up on their sleep and send me middle fingers pictures from Virginia Beach. The Oscars are here. It's Oscar time. It's Oscar season. It's award season. So you know what that means. We bring that boy, your favorite, Mr. B, Travis Byram, is here. Travis, how excited are you for these Academy Awards?
Dude, I am so ready for them. The only way I'd be more excited is if Kendrick was performing at them.
It wouldn't. Ah, man, I wish this was an All the Stars year. I wish this. Oh yeah, dude. I know how people feel about award season. People can say what they want about the Oscars and stuff. We personally get very excited about this. We have as long as we've known each other and before as
right.
Huge movie buffs, and they can say what they want, but I just saw the article where they said ABC and Disney they've already sold all the ad space for the Oscars at an insane price too per ad. So, wow. You're going to be getting eyes. It's a big time event. Conan O'Brien is hosting. My idol. I love Conan. Aspire to do this show and everything by him. I'm excited to see him. I'm excited to see none of the original songs that are nominated be performed, but we are getting songs from Wicked. Because they couldn't be nominated. There were some people saying, "Why isn't Wicked nominated in song?" It can't be. It's an original song. Talk to them next year. But we'll see Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande opening the show. There's supposed to be a musical tribute to James Bond in the history of the Bond franchise, so that should be pretty fun and interesting to see what surprises pop up. Before Travis and I break down all of these awards, and we're going to spoil the Oscars for you, and we're going to tell you who's going to win. We were good at this last year. We're going to do it for you again. Travis, what are you excited for with this show? Like outside of the awards, what are you looking forward to with these Academy Awards?
Well, like you read, Conan was my aunt and I. I mean, summers spent just watching Coco on TBS, just an absolute hero of mine. He's truly got an incredible career, because last year he had a resurgence, not because he was announced as Oscar host, but simply because people who worked for him were, giving him his flowers. He's as silly and goofy as he is, and how much he pretends to, beef like with Jordan Schlansky. I mean, he is one of the most beloved people in show business, and always has been. So this is just a victory lap, because who's not hosting the Oscars, Reid? Jay Leno.
That's right.
So I can't wait for Coco. I hope Ariana Grande and Cynthia Erivo maybe just kiss.
Why not?
It's all been leading up to this point. They either have to kiss, or Ariana has to claim SpongeBob.
I was gonna say she's with SpongeBob. You could do worse. You could do worse. Like, why not? Yeah. Yeah, bring SpongeBob up there. Make him dance. Make him do a whole performance in the costume. Make him dance.
The best song nominees. I was just listening to a podcast today about the infamous 1989 Oscars, when Rob Lowe came out dancing with Snow White fresh off his sex tape, and they mentioned that they didn't do song back then, and it seems to me every other year, if they can get people, like when the Beyonce song from King Richard, oh, they sure did. They sure did the nominees then.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But now that 2/5 of them are from Emilia Perez, which is easily the most controversial movie of the whole year, I'm not terribly surprised, and I'm selfishly, I'm kind of glad they're doing the Wicked songs. Me and our frequent correspondent Angela, where Wicked stands till the end, so I'm very excited for it.
You mark this right now, a year out. Bet your ass. Not only is Wicked for Good going to have at least one original song nominee next year, because they've already said that they're going to be doing, I think Ariana has a new song and Cynthia has a new song for the movie. I bet both of them get nominated, and you will sure as hell see the original song nominees perform next year. But you're 100% right. There's not. I think probably the biggest name that you have here is Elton John and his song that's nominated from the documentary. But
right,
I don't know if you're gonna get him there. Like, you got an original song from Sing Sing, the 6 AAA. Like, it's just not. It's not a sexy category this year, and
it's not.
That's always kind of disappointing. We've talked about it so much. Why don't we start the predictions here? Why don't we start our picks here at original song? Yeah, let's knock out original song. So as we do these picks, we're going to let you know a little bit about the categories, what they're here for. I know some people get a little confused and want some primers going into the Oscars. We're here for you to do that. And we're starting with Best Original Song nominated here this year. We have HELLLLL from Emilia Perez, The Journey from the 6 AAA, Like a Bird from Sing Sing, Mi Camino from Emilia Perez, and Never Too Late from Elton John, Never Too Late. Oh boy, Travis, I'll kick it off here, and I'm going to tell you, I'll be honest, I don't know any of these songs. I haven't heard a damn one. I haven't. That's honestly traditionally a Sunday thing for me. The Sunday of the Oscars, sure. I'll listen to all 5 of the songs, through the day just to see what would my pick be. I'm going to go ahead and just pick. I'm going to pick against. I'm just going to go with the favorites here. Emilia Perez is nominated twice. That gives me a good feeling about the category. Maybe it gets split, but I've at least seen HELLLLL mentioned in a couple other places. So I'm going to pick HELLLLL from Emilia Perez for Best Original Song this year. I don't know where you're thinking.
Yep, I'm going to go ahead and second. Excuse me. I'm going to go ahead and second that. That has been the clear front runner. Can't remember the last time that oh, yes, I can. Not to. Yeah. You talk about a banger. Not to. Just a few years ago, the first Hindi song ever nominated for the Oscars. And yeah, HELLLLL is taking it. I have seen Emilia Perez, and it is by far the most dynamic song, the best choreographed song. I don't think it will be a great win, but out of all of these, Elton John just won a couple of years ago again. So, hey, at least reward it to an original musical. I'm down with it.
Why not? And the most out of left field original musical for the year too. It was wild.
I tell you.
We've had a lot of opinions about Emilia Perez shared on the show from Luis Martinez. But I'll give it to it. A very original ass, bold musical to throw out there on Netflix. That's pretty bold. Good for them for at least picking up the nominations. I guess we'll stick to music here, and we'll go with original score. Original score is, this is an argument that I've had with people in the past over what's a score versus a soundtrack. And if you look at it just with the Oscars, the score is that instrumental, the themes, the music that's flowing throughout the film. You think you're John Williams and the music of Star Wars, the music of Jaws, the burns of Inception, and all those sounds of beautiful instruments. That's where you get original score. And the nominees this year, we have featured The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot. Travis, which way are you leaning here?
I have given all of these a listen. I try to do them all. The only movie I have not seen of these is The Wild Robot. And just purely trying to divorce from context, I got to go with what I thought was the best and also lines up with what I think is going to win. The beautiful, strange, dissonance, epic, enormous score of The Brutalist.
Yeah. I'm not going to stray from you on this one either. I'm going with The Brutalist as well. One of the most capturing scores this year. I have gotten to listen to a good amount of these. I haven't seen The Wild Robot as well. I'm still trying to get to that before Sunday. I loved the score of Wicked. I love just the opening from No One Mourns the Wicked, where it just goes into the drum beat. Like, the music is so incredible with that movie. But The Brutalist, dude, like, it's not, when you listen to the score, like if you listen to it on Spotify, you can knock it out pretty quickly. It's not a lot going on to it, but the themes just stick with you. They haunt you to a degree. The sound of those horns that just pours through, it sounds like opening heaven's gates when you see the Eiffel Tower or on the bus ride. It's just a beautiful collection of music there. So yes, my pick personally, and what I think will happen, is The Brutalist for original score. Now, we're sticking to the technical categories. I want to go to like the real technical categories, and that's visual effects. There's no Avengers, no Marvel movies nominated in it this year. No Avatar. Well, this is everybody else's break to get it in before Avatar comes out next year. And the nominees here this year, we have Alien Romulus, Better Man, Dune Part 2, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, and Wicked. Now, your visual effects, you're mostly going to be seeing CGI. You're going to be talking about that, but there's also a lot of great practical effects. Better Man was a surprise for me, seeing it in here. That's a Sebastian Stan starring film. I would advise people to see that. And, there's a lot in here, and I want to say, like, Alien Romulus had some really wild effects. Had something that I was completely jarred and scarred by. I don't want to tell people what it is, but it comes in the climax, and holy shit, they did a very great job with it. Not just the traditional Alien. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes, those movies lately have had great effects. Same with Wicked. Wicked had just the cape scene at the end to make that scene really take over even better than it did on Broadway. To have that cape feel like it completely takes over the room is incredible. But my pick here, I have to go, prediction-wise, with Dune. Dune is, for right now, seeming like it's going to be that technical franchise, the technical Oscars. Maybe part 3. Maybe part 3 is where, they award it with Best Picture, that kind of stuff. Getting Dennis with a director nomination, couldn't even get one this time. We've seen that with like the Lord of the Rings trilogy. We've seen that in other places, Harry Potter, these films getting big nominations towards the end. I think Dune is going to really step up with the technical awards here, production awards, visual effects. That movie looks stunning. Always. That franchise is great.
Yes. Yep, and I'm going. Yeah, we're going 3 for 3 so far, man. And I'm basing this off of its BAFTA win for visual effects, and just also the precedence that the first movie won Best VFX. The first movie just dominated every technical category it possibly could. I don't think that's going to be the case for Dune this time around. I think Wicked was the much more popular choice, and I think will get as we go along. I am picking that for a few of the categories, but for this, I mean, the worms, Reid.
You gotta
Give it
go
to the
worms. Give it to the
worms.
worms. All that sweet, sweet sand.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I sure wish I had seen it in theaters, but even on a regular old television, uh, the world is stunning. It looks so lived in. So I really do. I would be happy if that one. My personal pick would go to Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Those apes movies just get me, man. They just get me. I love a monkey.
Gotta love it. Gotta love a monkey. We love our
Gotta love,
monkeys around here. Thank God.
love monkeys here at the 323.
Thank God Scott's not on this show. Oh, that would just be a disaster. Cancellation process ready for us. We'll stick with technical. We'll close out one of the ones that it's always paired with, and we'll go with sound. It's not sound editing and sound mixing anymore. It's just best sound. It's much cleaner, I guess, for everybody. This year, we have A Complete Unknown. That's the Bob Dylan biopic. Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Wicked, and The Wild Robot nominated in sound. Which way are you leaning here?
This is the only other category that I think Dune is going to excel in. There is a moment. I don't follow the sound categories on Twitter or whatever. There is a moment that so many people have pointed out on the soundtrack of Defying Gravity where Cynthia Erivo goes, "I'm the one you want. It's me." And then it transitioned into the recorded version. "It's me." And I couldn't really tell in the movie. On the soundtrack, it really is kind of glaring. It's kind of like, wow, how'd they prove that on the biggest song? So just because of that, to me, it's a toss up between Dune and Wicked, but I think this is where Dune is going to get its second trophy.
I'll keep it quick on this one. I agree. Dune, I think Dune's going to be just killing it on these technical categories. I didn't notice that until late with Defying Gravity. I'm glad you brought that up, and it's something that bothers me when I listen to the song.
Right.
But watching it, it's perfectly fine. They get it going. But yeah, that's a little rough. I want to something that happens with the Oscars every year is, and I've always wondered why. Maybe it's just to keep people's mouths wet and get them going. But we always see the supporting actor categories knocked out early in the show.
Yeah,
they always throw those out. I'd like to see them with the leads and the the leading things, but it's what gets the people going, as Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly say. So I think we're gonna knock those ones out here too, and I don't think they're gonna be necessarily too hard. Maybe that's another big reason to just get through them. Best Supporting Actress and Best Supporting Actor are being pretty swept this award season. In Supporting Actress, we have Monica Barbaro for A Complete Unknown, Ariana Grande for Wicked, Felicity Jones for The Brutalist, Isabella Rossellini for Conclave, and Zoe Saldana for Emilia Perez. Travis, I'm going to predict Zoe Saldana because she has just won everything. She's won every part of this. I have not personally gotten to see much of Emilia Perez. I'm getting to it. It's up there with Elvis right now. I'm getting to it. Yeah. That's what I've heard. That's what I've noticed. But I've seen great clips of Zoe's performance in there. I'm very happy for her. It's a awesome achievement in her storied career now. But I will just throw out there, Felicity Jones, I think, is being very, very underrated for The Brutalist.
Wow.
I believe gave a wonderful performance in that for me. I really enjoyed the strength of that character. She comes in kind of like a force, even despite escaping everything that they went through, and I just fell in love there. But also Ariana Grande. Ariana Grande would be my personal pick. If I had a vote, I'd give it to Grande. It was a superstar turn performance right there. Every scene she had stole that film. Loved her in it. And and I know we've debated whether she's lead or supporting. I would still give her supporting just because it's very, Elphaba's very much the Wicked. She is the witch. She's going in there. Ariana just probably like 97% to Cynthia's 100%. I don't know. We'll go with that. And Isabella Rossellini, I love Conclave. Don't completely understand the nomination. Had a great scene. Amazing, amazing scene in the cafeteria. Everybody should watch that movie. It's one. We might be entering a real Conclave soon. So it's something very fascinating to see how this whole thing unfolds. Isabella Rossellini's storied career, incredible actress, incredible person. Slightly overrated performance here. That's just my 2 cents.
Man, we're really an echo chamber right now
because
I'm in full agreement. It has been insane to see Zoe sweep for this. I'm sorry, but for this particular performance, there are 3 essentially musical performances nominated here. Monica Barbaro exploding on the screen as Joan Baez, capturing her beautiful voice. I'm especially a fan of the "It Ain't Me, Babe" duet she does with Bob Dylan. I would have loved to seen her pick up something. And Ariana Grande, look, really, they could have stopped the movie after No One Mourns the Wicked, after she's hitting those whistle notes, and said, okay, the prize is hers. And the fact that she hasn't even given Zoe any competition. Hopefully we can talk more about this on another episode, but I mean, extremely casual Ariana Grande fan, was never a huge fan of hers if we're talking the pop girlies, but seeing this performance is like watching someone do what they were born to do. Like this is her slipping into a skin that is just effortless. So it's baffling to me. I've gotten more and more bitter as the season has gone on because she has won nothing. So that's why I sound like a crusty old bitch. But it's Zoe. Zoe is dancing away with this, bro.
Yeah, she has to, and I think the same is going to be the case in Best Supporting Actor, where we have nominees Yura Borisov for Anora, Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain, Edward Norton for A Complete Unknown, Guy Pearce for The Brutalist, and Jeremy Strong for The Apprentice. I'm going to pick Kieran Culkin, and I think my vote would go to Kieran Culkin as well. As annoying as the character could be, it was somebody that I really fell for in this film, and I felt tremendous pain for his character in there, and I think he was an incredible performance by him. Slightly like his Succession character, and he might start to get typecast into this. I'd like to see him break out of it a little bit, but get that Oscar, boy. But I also just a little props to Guy Pearce in The Brutalist. One of the I would say best performance of his career. I thought he was a enormously smarmy and maddening kind of character because I wanted to hate him, but I also kind of felt pain for him as well in that film. Yeah. So it was a fantastic performance by him. Anora is the big film I still have not seen. I'm aiming to see it over the next couple of nights, but I have heard nothing but great things about Borisov's character for that movie and his performance, the Russian Ryan Gosling, I've heard him called. So, but no matter what, I don't think anybody's competing here with Kieran Culkin for A Real Pain.
No, man. And this happens so often in supporting categories lately. I'm thinking Javier Bardem bulldozing for No Country.
Yeah.
Heath Ledger, Christoph Waltz, Christian Bale, just to go through that little stretch. Yeah, man. Kieran it would be the shock of this young century if anyone but him won. I'm partial to Borisov. He does a lot of really understated acting and just has tremendous tremendous scenes in the last 10 minutes with his little crush on Anora developing, and of course that famous final scene that everyone's debating. So not to give it away, but he would take my vote. But yeah, Kieran's the easy bet.
Where do you think could be the chance for what's the better chance for an upset? Supporting actress or supporting actor?
Man, it's crazy because there has been BAFTAs, critics, SAGs. There has seriously been nothing. The only thing that I can go back to is National Board of Review gave Elle Fanning supporting actress from A Complete Unknown, and then Zoe just danced away with it. The only thing I think of those two would be supporting actress, and it would just be because Ariana Grande is who she is. And it's just, even if I've seen reviews that shat on Wicked, but they realized what a star she was in it. So if anything is going to be an upset, it's going to be Ariana taking it. But I unfortunately don't see a universe where that happens.
Going back, because we'll try to knock out a lot of the rest of these here. Let's go to the short films. Do you ever watch a lot of the short films? I'm with you.
Ooh.
Half the time I don't know where to find them. I know that they're available. YouTube has become a blessing to see these things, but I'm typically not going out of my way to find them unless it's like, an animated short that happens to pop up before a Pixar movie that I go to see.
Right.
That's it. I don't. Yeah, that's all. That's all we have on here. This is the best analysis we can give you as your Oscar experts, people here at the 323 Network. Animated short film, documentary short film, live action short film. I'm usually going off of either what I've heard of, if I've heard of it, or do I like the name, and could the name spark my imagination? And we'll start with animated short. Beautiful Men, In the Shadows of the Cypress, Magic Candies, Wander to Wonder, and Yuck. Those are the nominees here.
Yuck.
Those are the nominees. Those could be Jeopardy categories too. But these are the nominees for animated short. Going off of my theorizing here, In the Shadow of the Cypress is a pretty cool name. Beautiful Men, I'm kind of curious what that is. And, Yuck. I mean, why not? But Wander to Wonder, that makes me think creativity. That makes me think imagination. That makes me think of a journey through the imagination. Who knows what it's about? You'll find out on Oscars night. That's the beauty of it all. And then you'll see the clip and you'll want to see it. I'm picking Wander to Wonder to win animated short.
Well, I'm going to use my logic that, guided me through every single correct pick that I ever did on your Super Bowl takes, on your football takes. And because, we're two beautiful men.
That's right.
Discussing, and I have faith in that. Official pick, Beautiful Men.
There we go. All right. Documentary short. Let's see where we go here. Death by Numbers. I'm Ready, Warden. Incident. Instruments of a Beating Heart. And The Only Girl in the Orchestra. Yeah. Which one captures my eyes first? I'm Ready, Warden. Like I can only imagine. That's probably a heartbreaking, tragic tale. I would bet I'm Ready, Warden could be either about people's visitations and talking about inmates' visitations or something. I'm Ready, Warden, or Death Row. Who knows? We'll find out on Sunday night when it wins. Documentary short.
Boom.
Where are you going?
Well, because I've always struggled with math, and I did think math would be the death of me. I thought I would not graduate because of math. I really relate to Death by Numbers because that's what high school felt like.
Yeah.
So that could be a documentary on me.
It could be. They could be filming right now. They just started recording 3.5 minutes ago.
Yeah, man. It's the Travis Byram story, Death by Numbers. I'm locking in.
All right. And finally, live action short. We have Aileen, or Alien. I'm gonna go Aileen.
Okay.
Anusha or Anua. Damn, I'm not
Oh,
a
man.
robot. No, I'm not, as you can tell. The Last Ranger and The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent.
Oh my
Um,
God.
Again, with all of these, The Man Who Could Not Remain Silent, that's my profession. So I'm going to roll with that.
Yes, I'm gonna go. Reid, how many women have you known alone that have told me to shut the fuck up? I can't be stopped.
We can't.
This
Can't stop, won't stop.
this is a joint documentary on the two of us, the beautiful men who won't remain silent.
Yes. Yes. We're ready, Warden. We'll move up the categories here from all of those, and we're going to go to documentary feature, best documentary here. The nominees this year, we have Black Box Diaries, No Other Land, Porcelain War, Soundtrack to a Coup d'Etat, oh my God, and Sugarcane. Sugarcane. Those are your nominees. Travis, where are you going here?
Yeah, man. There is truly only one name that I know from here that I learned early. It was either in a Sundance or a TIFF or something like that. It was a festival favorite. It's very topical to the war that is going on right now with Israel and Palestine, and that's going to be No Other Land. I think that's a safe bet.
I'm going with the same. I'm going with No Other Land here. I know that film has been tough. It's been almost, I heard, tough for studios to sell, but an incredible piece of documentary of documenting there. Yeah, I think that's gonna take it easily. Going to international film, and we'll go with international feature film here. The nominees, we have I'm Still Here from Brazil, The Girl with the Needle from Denmark, Emilia Perez from France, The Seed of the Sacred Fig from Germany, and Flow from Latvia. Where are you thinking here? What are you liking?
This one, seriously, like this is top three categories that I've struggled with the most. It is between the two Best Picture nominees here. If your movie's nominated for Best Picture and it's international, there's a good chance it's walking away with it. Parasite, Roma. Excuse me, clear examples of this.
Loved Roma.
Call it wishful thinking. And for the record, also, this is sounding like I'm shitting on Emilia Perez. I think my Letterboxd review before it even exploded with controversy, I think I gave it 3 stars and I liked it. I'm not trying to bandwagon on the hate. It's just when compared to these other movies, I don't know, it's lacking. With that said, I think Emilia Perez has 2 guaranteed wins. Song and supporting actress. I'm thinking that Carla Sofia Gascon's Twitter controversies really cost that movie some serious hardware. And this might be one of my more controversial choices. Brazilian fans have shown out on Twitter for this movie. It is crazy when Twitter was, the Oscar Twitter was announcing each movie nominated for Best Picture. Anora, 10,000. Dune Part 2, maybe 20,000. I'm Still Here got 198,000 likes. The Brazilians do not mess around.
Nope.
Because of the backlash, and I've seen the movie, it's a genuinely great movie, very interesting. I'm Still Here.
You said everything. You said everything on this. I'm Still Here has been an incredible performer. It has nothing but acclaim. Fernando Torres' performance has been just a tremendous approach here. Great nominees. It's a collection of great nominees here in international feature, and I do love seeing. I'm picking I'm Still Here. I do love seeing Emilia Perez representing France here, which just again holds just some of the great controversy that this entire thing got. this great film celebrating Mexico and showcasing Mexico and Mexican characters filmed in France for France by a French director with a lot of people that are not Mexican playing those characters. I don't, they'll be happy with what they get. They'll be happy with what they get there. Going final on the other, best pictures of sorts. We have animated feature, animated film, and it's a good segue from international feature because first nominee up here, Flow, in animated film, which is another one I'm trying to get to before Sunday. I see it on Max, and I'm fascinated by it. We have Flow, Inside Out 2, Memoir of a Snail, Wallace and Gromit, Vengeance Most Foul, and The Wild Robot. Flow, I'm hearing great, tremendous things about, and it looks like a remarkable tour de force in storytelling, being told by the perspective of animals without doing like any, voices. There's no dialogue to the film. It's just animals being animals, a cat being a cat, and trying to, trek its way through a flood, which just sounds wild. But the movie that is, taking everything by storm here in animated feature is The Wild Robot. That's a movie that made me almost cry in the trailer.
Oh, wow.
So, I can only imagine the full beauty of that film, and Inside Out 2 was incredible. Wallace and Gromit you can never go wrong with, and I love snails. But The Wild Robot, Lupita Nyong'o as a robot being stuck in the forest. Give me that. Give me this generation's Iron Giant.
Oh, that's sweet, Reid. I like that. Yeah, we love monkeys. We love snails here at the 323.
We do. We can't get enough of them, of any of them.
We're animal friendly. Yeah, if there is going to be an upset, I feel like last year we had our international upset with The Boy and the Heron trumping across the Spider-Verse. It could certainly happen again. Flow has meant so much to Latvia. I saw on Twitter that Latvia has already done a statue of the cat from Flow.
Really? That's wonderful.
Because it made Oscar history. I think it being an international and animated really helps it. If there is going to be an upset here, it is going to be Flow. But if we're playing safe money goes on The Wild Robot. DreamWorks certainly has its fair amount of Oscar trophies. And unfortunately, I'm super behind on my animated nominees. Inside Out 2 was wonderful for me, but yeah, I think it's time for The Wild Robot to take it.
Speaking of DreamWorks real quick too, yeah, they need to get this in right now as Shrek 5 is preparing to come out, and there was a lot of the fuck with the teaser trailer coming out with a lot of Crude's face on Shrek now. We'll see how that goes before Christmas 2026. They got time. That's what I'm seeing. I'm like, why are you putting this out right now?
Crazy to me, dude.
You have over a year. Whatever. It's not like people don't know who the fuck Shrek is. It's obvious memes. Whatever. Going back to the technical, we're killing the technical categories here. Makeup and hairstyling, Travis. This is an interesting category here. A Different Man, Emilia Perez, Nosferatu, The Substance, and Wicked. Those are your nominees for makeup and hairstyling. I loved, obviously, I mean, how can you go wrong with the green on Cynthia Erivo? She looked like she was actually green in Wicked. Nosferatu, dude, Bill Skarsgård, maybe he's just like Clayface or something. Maybe it's not fair. Maybe he actually does this. Maybe he just transforms. He's built different, literally. Sebastian Stan and A Different Man. That film is, some great stuff in there. Emilia Perez had some great hairstyling and makeup, obviously, of course. But if there's a movie that I haven't seen fully, but I've sure as hell seen enough of in quick walk-ins on while it's on in the living room, and just happening to run into this movie, it's The Substance. And the makeup and the effects of what they do to Demi Moore and Quayle in that film, you got my vote. I don't need to see it. I don't need to see any more of it. I saw Sludge Monster Demi Moore. Take my vote. It's winning makeup and hairstyle.
Sludge Monster Demi Moore. Maybe she will be there to accept on the movie's behalf.
I hope.
Yeah, there is. I mean, first off, I saw The Substance. I rented it right before it got all the nominations. I just have to note how insane it is that this movie is nominated for 5 enormous Academy Awards.
I can't wrap my mind around it.
I really can't either. It makes sense because it's about a Hollywood presence aging, the parallels between Demi Moore. On paper it makes sense, but just the fact that like George Clooney and like Tilda Swinton had to sit down and watch The Substance is insane to me. It is, and I say this with all love, it is B-movie schlock.
Yes.
And it's fantastic. Demi, there's been a little tossing around in my mind if she's taken home the Oscar or not. This is guaranteed an Oscar win. It is such an achievement. It's so gross. It's so disgusting. But I love horror makeup making it to the Oscar stage. And I think more horror should be, nominated every year. I love that Nosferatu is here. We got to see, Bill Skarsgård.
The Skarsgård. Yeah, the scars.
Put this on the clip reel, dude. Put this on the pronunciation reel.
Fucking Skarsgårds.
His crazy, scary vampire penis. That was the punchline.
Yeah,
that was the punchline.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm surprised we couldn't get J.K. Simmons' penis from Saturday Night in here. Like that. What do we gotta do? What can you do with Uncle Milt?
Come on now.
Well, yes, I am. That's a big one here, and you bring up Nosferatu, and I'm glad Nosferatu got a lot of love. I'm glad I didn't know because it's Robert Eggers, and I didn't know if the Oscars were going to embrace horror for him. They did not fully, but we still got some good nominations here, including in costume design, where Nosferatu is nominated alongside A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Gladiator 2, and Wicked. Complete Unknown, it nails the Bob Dylan 60s look. What do you want? I don't know. We get that at some festivals every now. What do you want? Conclave knocks, nails the papacy, nails the Cardinals look. You start to impress me a little more with Gladiator 2. I'm a sucker for old Roman gear and shit. But Nosferatu and whatever the hell Skarsgård was wearing with that, incredible. But the costumes of Wicked, man, that's what captures my eye here. I don't think they'll be able to turn it down. I don't think Wicked's going to win a lot at all here in this year's Oscars, but I think this will be one of the categories it manages to do just for costumes that are highly memorable and obviously take homage and inspiration from the Broadway show, but turn it up to another level to make it work on a total cinematic, degree.
Yep. Not much more to say there, except again, you could stop after No One Mourns the Wicked. That dress that Ariana Grande comes in, her bubble dress, it is just gorgeous. A lot of people knocked the kind of the color and the look of Wicked. I didn't have a problem with it, and I thought the costumes were spectacular. Definitely Oscar caliber.
100%. Another category that it's nominated in, production design, where Wicked is nominated alongside The Brutalist, Conclave, Dune Part 2, and Nosferatu. Where are you thinking here?
Yeah, like you said, I don't think, in the Travis Byram Awards, Wicked's taken a lot. But in the Academy Awards, I think it's picking up 2 to 3 things. I think this, again, will be one of them. It takes a lot of ingenuity to create an Oz that we are both familiar with, but you're putting your own spin on it. You're expanding from a stage show. And I think they nailed it. I loved the look of Oz, the look of Shiz. I think this is another easy win for the Wicked team.
Yeah, I fully agree with you on this. I think this will be the other award that it picks up. Just a beautiful looking set to put all that. You're talking just for people that don't know with production design that is bringing the look of a film to life with the sets, with everything that's around. You see it with Munchkin Land. You see it with Shiz, of course, and this is just it brings a film to life, and not on the same insane budget that we'll see on, like, some of these huge superhero films where it looks fake in these things. Captain America Brave New World looked fake as shit in a lot of scenes with cherry blossoms and shit. This, I felt like I was in Oz. So give me production design for Wicked. We'll go into, I want to go into cinematography from there. And could you tell the people a little bit what cinematography is, Travis? What is this category?
Yeah, man. Cinematography is just, it is celebrating the camera. It is the film's movements. It is how it looks. It is, it is how we see the picture, how they choose. I was really baffled that Nickel Boy's cinematography, which is extremely innovative, using POV shots, alternating POV shots from its characters, don't know how that possibly missed a nomination. But yeah, this is honestly, this is one of my favorite categories.
Yeah.
I
love this category. I love visuals. Like, that is something that will capture me in a film. Sometimes if it's so damn good, I will lose where I am for a second and just kind of get stuck on it. I was kind of a little bit shocked that some film, like you said, Nickel Boys, Conclave, I thought could have been a decent nominee here as well for some of these incredible shots. I think of the rain scene with the Cardinals returning, the Cardinals and the Nuns returning. But the nominees here are The Brutalist, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, Maria, and Nosferatu. Of these five, obviously we've talked about Dune and its visuals. It's an incredible visual tale, and it's unlike anything that you're really seeing, but a film that is unlike anything that you're really seeing. Even though Nosferatu and Eggers, they captured the dark, gloomy, brooding nature of that era and that kind of character. The Brutalist, man, like the visuals of that film, just honest to God, even just we've talked over and over about the Statue of Liberty with that film, but I will go to the Marble Mountains and looking for the marble and just seeing shots, especially when I'm in the theater and being surrounded by it, feeling like I'm almost looking at the afterlife, looking at something that could not exist on this earth, and it's actually there. Corbett filmed it perfectly. The cinematographer filmed it perfectly. I think that this is going to easily win cinematography.
Easy. In the bag. Easy. Nosferatu, I think any other year could be a very strong contender. To have control of those levels of blues, the blackness, like you said, the macabre atmosphere. It's one of the most beautifully shot horror films, at least in the last 20 years. But The Brutalist is on another level. The scene that I always think about when I think about its cinematography is when Laszlo is dancing with his cousin and his cousin's wife.
Yes.
And it's such a textured film because it was shot on actual film. And it just looks like an old home movie from, an immigrant family. It just feels so authentic, so warm. They got the orange hues. I would be not only shocked but disappointed if this didn't win.
100%. Editing. This is the last of the big technical categories here. And editing is, for those uninitiated, it's the cutting of the film. There's a lot of shit that goes into every different shot. Everything that you see in a movie, you have multiple shots of it, you have multiple timings of it. And this is the painstaking process of cutting that all together, making it into a seamless product. We do that here at the 323. Awesome Con is coming. That means it's a lot of camera angles that I'm not always used to, and my lord, it's a process. So good for these editors here. And if you want a great idea of this, let's give you an MCU comparison, since a lot of people come here for the geeky stuff. Captain America, the Winter Soldier, or Civil War, awesome action movies, awesome Captain America movies. The fight scenes in them, you could count probably 18 different cuts where you're just seeing 18 different shots. Punch takes 5 different shots to get down. I saw Taken, one of the Taken movies. It saw literally counted 16 cuts of Liam Neeson climbing over a fence. Like that.
Yes.
You compare that to something like Shang-Chi or Mission Impossible, where the action scenes, Top Gun, where it is just clear cut, boom, seamless. You couldn't even tell that something happened there. Birdman, where it's filmed to look like a single shot of a film, even though it's not. You're getting plenty of little cuts and little edits here and there. That's what you're looking for with editing. And this year's nominees, Travis, are Anora, The Brutalist, Conclave, Emilia Perez, and Wicked. Now, for me personally, I'm looking at a film where the editing is so seamless, the cutting is so good that I forget I'm watching a movie, right? I forget I'm watching a movie. I'm not getting bored. I'm just here. I'm following it nonstop. I'm locked in completely. And The Brutalist did a great job with that as a 3.5 hour epic film that did not feel like 3.5 hours. Wicked did the same thing for a film of its long length, but Conclave was the film that had me locked in from start to finish. I couldn't even tell you it was a movie. I could have been watching the news. I could have been watching something happening in front of my face. So seamlessly put together. I loved it. I'm giving editing to Conclave. And this is also a category that a lot of times you see. It's not a direct correlation to Best Picture, but it's typically...
It doesn't hurt.
It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt to win editing on here. And I feel like Conclave is a big contender. Might not be the winner here, but a big contender for it. I could see it getting editing.
Yeah, man, this is finally at last where we are going to differ on a big category.
Ooh.
I think Sean Baker, who has been one of my favorite filmmakers for years, the director of Anora, I think he's winning 3 awards on Sunday night, and the first one is going to be for Best Editing. I agree with you. I think editing, to me, this is more of a political move than, I'll tell you the truth, I liked Anora a lot. I think it easily could have been cut by about 20 minutes to half an hour. It is not my choice to win Best Editing, but I think Baker, the auteur, is going to be rewarded since he directs, writes, produces, and edits his own films. I think it is a reward in the vein of Alfonso Cuarón for Roma, for how many fingers he had in all of those pies. So yeah, I am locking in with Anora.
All right, there we go. Hey man, these are the categories that we really personally love because we have put our hand into it here in the screenplay. That is the writing of these wonderful films, masterful writing, masterful dialogue, originality, adaptation. We're going to go with the adaptation route first, and that is adapted screenplay that is bringing something that's already been, either in a book form, Broadway form, who knows, memoirs, who knows, brought to life on film. And the nominees this year are Conclave, A Complete Unknown, Emilia Perez, Nickel Boys, and Sing Sing. Where are you leaning here, my screenwriting expert?
Truly, after having seen all of these films, And along with what has been dominating this category all year, a truly well-deserved adapted screenplay Oscar for Conclave. Went into this thinking, Oscar bait. It's going to be Ray Fiennes talking to a bunch of old popes, when really it has the DNA of, a Mean Girls more than anything. Election from Alexander Payne. It is some gossipy, bitchy popes backstabbing, talking shit, and gossiping about one another. It's fantastic.
I've never heard a better description of a movie to sell it to people other than it being a political, religious Mean Girls. Like they are so bitchy. They are so bitchy to each other. The Italian cardinal with his vape. Oh my God! It's just chef's kit. Just everything. This and just such incredible theological and moral debates amongst a lot of these characters over how to handle these types of things and how political such a process can get. I loved the writing of Conclave. I loved the storytelling of it. I'm taking it for adapted screenplay as well. Original screenplay. Let's get some creativity here. We have nominees: Anora, The Brutalist, A Real Pain, September 5th, and The Substance. My goodness, that movie. Again, I have not gotten to see it, but I've heard such tremendous, tremendous praise for Anora and the story that it tells in here. I loved A Real Pain. I was a big fan of it, and I'm a big fan of Jesse Eisenberg's screenplay here for it. Obviously, The Substance is a stupidly creative, original film for this tale, and I could see a lot of voters liking it for the subjects that it touches. The Brutalist as well, but I'm going to go with the betting odds on this one, and I'm going to go with Anora. Anora is the big betting odds favorite to win original screenplay. Mm-hmm. I'll cheat and go with that one here.
Yeah, man. If Anora underperforms, like some are saying it will, if it wins nothing else, I think this is a guaranteed screenplay win for Sean Baker. It's been a fun year with script. Screenplay at the Globes, I believe, went to Conclave. Original screenplay at the BAFTAs went to A Real Pain, which I loved. I love that Jesse at least won something. He's been watching Kieran win all year. I'm glad he won something. At the Critics' Choice was The Substance, which I don't think has a chance in hell, but I love that win. But yeah, for the Oscars, I think Sean Baker is taking home original screenplay for Anora.
There we go. And we'll stick around Sean Baker. Sean Baker is also nominated and has been a big contender for Best Director here. Mm-hmm. He is nominated for Anora alongside Jacques Audiard for Emilia Perez, Brady Corbett for The Brutalist, Coralie Fargiat for The Substance, and James Mangold for A Complete Unknown. And this was already a category that had a lot of surprises for people. And people thought it could go a lot of different ways, especially, no Villeneuve for Dune Part 2, no John M. Chu for Wicked. A lot of differences that wound up happening here, but this is the category. This is who we have. And, dude, Sean Baker's been killing it. He's been killing it for this and recently won the DGA, the Directors Guild Award. I loved what Brady Corbett did with The Brutalist. I did think it was a tad long. I know it was a 3.5 hour epic. I think some things could have been shaved. I didn't get bored, but I got slowed down at different parts. I still loved what he did here, and I would not hate to see him win, but I do. If I had to, be a betting man, I'm going to take Sean Baker and Anora here.
Ooh, I am going to differ.
Ooh,
the big weekend when Anora became the front runner, where it swept the guilds, writers, directors, and PGA. That was so exciting. After the Globes showed so much love to Emilia Perez. We know what happened to that. And The Brutalist emerged as another big front runner. It's become less and less a Best Picture contender, but I think just from the story, the 7 years of getting this movie on screen, and then you get the actual product, which is $10 million and 33 days to create this enormous epic. I hope the statistic is right, either the fifth or sixth longest movie nominated for Best Picture ever.
Yeah.
I would have to give it to Corbet for perseverance alone. I just wanted to add that I listened to his interview with Mark Maron on the WTF podcast the other day, and Mark asked him, "Are you excited for the Oscars?" And his response was, "I'm excited for it to be over." He said he is exhausted.
I bet. It has to be an exhausting process. All of this campaigning, everything. It's just insane.
I hope he wins for that.
Just get something. Get something out of this. Hey man, these are always the three bigs. These are the four bigs, starting with director. Three bigs on here, though. And we're talking about The Brutalist. Let's go to Best Lead Actor. Leading actor here. We have the nominees, including Adrien Brody for The Brutalist, Timothée Chalamet for A Complete Unknown, Coleman Domingo, my guy, for Sing Sing, Ralph Fiennes for Conclave, and yes, it is pronounced Rafe. It is not Ralph. It's Rafe. Ralph Fiennes. And Sebastian Stan for The Apprentice.
I think it was great. I think he did all right.
He did all right.
He's not as handsome.
Not as handsome as me. He can't yell at Zelensky the same way that I can. Not in this way. Maybe in the 80s. He has it down. Stick to winter soldiering. I don't know. Man, look. This category has been flying all over the place. And we joke about Sebastian Stan and the Apprentice. I'm so happy that he got an Oscar nomination. I'm so happy that he got an Oscar nomination for this. And of course, there are some voters that'll vote for him because they hate Trump, and they know Trump hates this, and it's just a whole thing here. I don't see Stan winning, and I don't see Coleman Domingo winning for Sing Sing, even though I love him, and I'm happy to see him get continued recognition. But it's down to Adrien Brody, Chalamet, and Ralph Fiennes. I love Ralph Fiennes as an actor. I loved him in Conclave. I don't see him winning, even though he was a way too early favorite. You know, back in like September.
He sure was.
Yeah.
Early buzz killed it.
Adrien Brody became the huge contender, became the huge favorite for this. He won an Oscar in 2003 for The Pianist, and it would be the longest gap in between Oscar wins for an actor, I think, for lead actor for a leading category. Between then and now, and I don't even think he's been nominated for an Oscar since that. So quite a comeback. But then we had his director seeming to have, some type of betting. Maybe he had a betting slip on like Timothée Chalamet or something, and just threw out there. It was like, Corbett threw out there. It was like talked about a little bit about the AI influence on the dialect and what. A little bit of Adrien Brody's performance, which it turned out to not be a crazy ton. It wasn't anything tremendous. It wasn't anything completely altering. It was just a smidge
a tweak,
a little tweak, little visual effects there of the voice. And now we have Timothée Chalamet starting to really take a stranglehold on the lead actor category for playing Bob Dylan. He gave an interesting speech, and I'll be curious to hear about your thoughts of it from the SAG Awards last week. I don't mind a little bit of confidence. I don't mind a little bit of cockiness when you want to be one of the greats and you say that. He would be one of the youngest lead actor winners if he wins Best Actor. However, as much as I love Timothy Chandelier, I'm going to throw it out here. I'm sticking with my second original thought, and that is Adrien Brody is going to win lead actor for this film. It is a performance in The Brutalist that totally stuck with me for days after. Like, the opening of the film is Adrien Brody in a position I didn't expect for the film to open with. You'll see when you see it. And, you know, I'm thinking, so this is what Adrien Brody's been doing. But after that, it's a 3-hour film. And, like, I'm wrapped into it. I'm not even thinking of him as Adrien Brody. I'm not thinking of him as an actor. I'm not thinking of it as a film performance. This is Laszlo. I am on edge. I am completely locked in on this character's story and this character's drive and everything that he goes through. It completely forgetting that it's a character, an original character, nothing else. It's not an actor. I loved his performance in this. It haunted me. I believe that Adrien Brody should win lead actor for this. I believe that he will win lead actor despite what Brady Corbet tried to do to him a couple months ago unintentionally.
Sabotage.
Yeah,
man. I agree. Although I have fought so hard on this one. Brody was doing a pretty clean sweep. BAFTA, critics, Globe, and then those pesky SAG awards came along, and it's the actors who vote for the SAGs, and it's the actors who vote for Best Actor. So don't be surprised to see the youngest Best Actor winner, Timothée Chalamet, walk on stage. But for my money, I'm also playing it safe. I'm going with Adrien Brody, and I won't be upset by it. Best Actor in the past 10 years has been notoriously weak, which is crazy. But this will give it some serious muscle, because no matter what you think of Adrien Brody, my favorite performance of his is when he was imitating Sean Paul, introducing him on SNL. I think that's classic Brody.
I love them showing that on SNL 50 too. Almost like they're like, you know what, we're not going to invite him here, but we're gonna try to remind people.
God, they banned him, Reid. You know how bad it's got to be to ban it?
It's bad. Chevy Chase was there. Like, Chevy Chase was at the show.
Like,
they invited Trump and Elon Musk to the 50th anniversary show. I know.
Well, I don't think it was strong enough to bite him in the ass too much, because I do think that Adrien Brody is going to win. Would not be mad at all if Timothée won.
No.
Not a Bob Dylan fan, but I think he completely became the man.
He did, and he campaigned like hell, again, going on SNL and
Love
performing as Bob Dylan on there and doing like it was he's done great. He's done great here. Lead actress, Travis, this is always a traditionally competitive award, but this is one that's also this one it's tight, but we've been seeing Demi Moore for The Substance start to take ahead for winning lead actress, and she is nominated alongside Cynthia Erivo for Wicked, Carla Sofia Gasson for Emilia Perez, Mikey Madison for Anora, and Fernanda Torres for I'm Still Here. Emilia Perez, let's just go ahead and push that out. They were already talking about her rescinding her nomination. We're just gonna move you over here. Put you aside. Cynthia Erivo, loved her in it. I said when the movie came out, the performance in her eyes locked me in, and I felt that performance in every way, and it was fantastic. She's not going to win here. Fernanda Torres, strong praise. It would be a wild upset, but it would be cool. Don't think it's going to happen. Demi Moore, man, she put a lot on the line with this movie. Opened up a lot, and it was a challenge of a film. You hear that a lot, and some people are calling it a career achievement and a career honor for her, but this is the best performance of her career, and it's a damn good performance that she's putting on film here. But man, I'm going to be biased. Mikey Madison, I'm a hipster to Mikey Madison. Shout out Better Things on FX. I've talked about this show for a lot of years. Better Things
Yeah.
on FX. She was the breakout on there playing the oldest daughter and was fantastic there. She was fantastic in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, where she gets the living shit killed out of her as a psychopath. It's wonderful. And you see her play this kind of role a lot of places, but Anora has been like a huge, huge, huge breakthrough and revelation for her. For nothing but incredible things. I'm personally rooting for her, and I'm just going to will it into existence. I'm picking Mikey Madison to upset Demi Moore now and win lead actress for to be the big upset of the night. I don't think there's a lot of big upsets in this Oscars. I think a lot of things are already pretty locked in. I'm thinking Mikey Madison is going to be the big shakeup near the end of the show.
Woo! Wow, man.
Big crown, big crown here. Welcome in the new suit, the new big star.
Yeah. Wow. That is a bold prediction. And I would have scoffed at it had it not been for Mikey absolutely upsetting at the BAFTAs and interrupting Demi's win streak. I do not think this is the last we'll see of Mikey Madison at the Academy Awards. I didn't realize it was her in Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. I need to get hip to better things, but this was an enormous breakout for her. There's no doubt in your mind that she is this New York stripper, and she plays it to a T. She learned how to strip. She learned how to dance. Very physically impressive role, but I think between the story, the actual performance, which is quite good, this is a pure horror performance. And even though she's only in it for, it's 50-50 between her and Margaret Qualley, one of the most insane wins of all Oscar history. They're going to look back in 100 years and be like, holy shit, I can't believe they did it. But Demi Moore's taking it, Reid.
Okay.
She's taking it.
We'll see. But the biggest one to see here, it's 10 movies that you have to see, folks. We have Best Picture, the climax of the night, unless the Oscars decide to do that thing again where they make it the second to last award. I think they learned their lesson. Don't do that shit. Don't do that. Don't do that. That's why it's there. The nominees we have are Anora, The Brutalist, A Complete Unknown, Conclave, Dune Part 2, Emilia Perez, I'm Still Here, Nickel Boys, The Substance, and Wicked. Travis, I think we're looking at 3 movies here for Best Picture. Yep. I think it's between Anora, as it's been doing so well at the guilds of late, The Brutalist, which was it was starting to catch on, and it was the huge must-see Oscar bait film, and Conclave, which was the early contender, and I think it has a little bit of backing. I'm just personally biased towards it. It was one of my favorite films that I've seen this past year, but I really do think Conclave has a shot here. I don't think it's going to win. I think Anora has a strong shot. I would, if I had to bet my house on it, maybe I'd put it on Anora. Maybe I would put it on there with how things have gone with the guilds. But I'm going with what happens here a lot at the Oscars, which is that big split between director and Best Picture. I've awarded director to Anora and Sean Baker, given it a lot of love here. But The Brutalist is not a movie that is forgotten. It's not anything being forgotten by the awards here, by the voters. The voters love this type of film. I'm having The Brutalist split with Anora, and The Brutalist will win Best Picture. That is your best picture, according to Reid Murphy, of course.
Wow.
But I am not the 323 Network's film expert. I am not our movie guy. I'm not Mr. B. That's him right there. And Travis, tell me, what is your analysis? What is your look in the Best Picture here?
Wow, Reid, I would not have expected that, man. That is truly a bold pick. I respect the hell out of you for that. Let's look back at the season real briefly, okay? Golden Globes Best Picture. The Brutalist and Emilia Perez. Critics' Choice went to Anora. Whoa, where'd that come from? Literally the only award that it won. Let's go to the PGA. Anora. That whole weekend, it swept the guild. Let's go to BAFTA. Okay, of course. They're British, isn't it? So they're going to go with Conclave. Let's go to SAG. If it's Anora, it's an absolute sweep. Wait. Where's my finger? Wait. Conclave takes it.
Wow.
So what does this mean for Best Picture?
What could happen?
What does this mean with the love fairly evenly distributed?
Yes.
Last year, Oppenheimer bulldozed. There was no doubt in anyone's mind.
Yep.
Everything, everywhere, all at once. Bulldozed. Right? Nomadland before it. It has been a while since we have gone into a race genuinely wondering what is going to win Best Picture with multiple contenders. Right now, I just have to go with my gut. No, it is not my personal pick, but I love Sean Baker. We just spent, 3 minutes raving about Mikey Madison.
Mm-hmm.
If anyone listens to this and has got through this whole podcast, please watch Red Rocket. Watch Red Rocket. Watch Tangerine. Watch The Florida Project. I mean, he's seriously one of the best American directors out right now. And I think he is going to be rewarded with the Academy Award for Best Motion Picture.
You heard it. That deserves fanfare. This is big. There's only one way for us to find out now. There's only one way for us to officially find out. Of course, you heard it. We're spoiling it for you from the future. We're from the future. We know what we're doing. But we came from two different variant lines, so we're going to find out who's going to win Best Picture between The Brutalist and Anora. I completely forgot Sean Baker did The Florida Project, by the way. Absolutely wonderful, sad, but wonderful movie, and one of my favorite Willem Dafoe performances. Travis, I'm so excited for this. I'm so excited for this show. I'm so excited for us to recap it and get into our personal Oscars, our personal awards very soon. We have our lists. We're ready for you as we're going through all these films too, because there's a lot of shit that didn't get even touched in these Oscars that we're going to give some praise. But dude, I'm ready to discuss it all with you. The Oscars, Sunday night, folks. March 2nd, go check it out. We'll go watch it with us. We will be tweeting or, blue skying, doing whatever it is that we're going to be doing with it and then talking about it at a later date. But for now, Travis, Byram, thank you so much for being here. Thank you. You can follow me at 323Reid, at 323REID on all social media, where you will find all of our predictions. You'll find a lot of the different betting odds to help you too, like we did last year. That was a big push for a lot of people. And of course, follow us on the 323 Network YouTube page and everywhere else that you listen to us. Thank you for your support, and check us out at AwesomeCon. We will give you more and more information for our April 4th big show, 90 minutes live on a gigantic stage in DC. The 323 is coming for you. Travis, enjoy the Oscars, buddy.
Yes, sir. See you on the other side.
We'll see you on the other side. The Brutalist is winning.